walk this earth like a god.
You scared? What? You scared? What? You scared? What? Kicking in the door, I make the bitches hit the floor for keys. Yeah.
Trevor's got it here, and I'm back with some more boxing. It's looking like we're going to get the James Degale versus Badou Jack matchup. And this is a matchup that we was expecting to happen, but I guess they was having some problems with making that fight. I mean, it's a really good fight. Neither guy is a really big star in America, so they just might fight over there in the UK and put it on Sky Sports. You know, I kind of hope that they do so the fight can be as big as it can possibly be. Because, you know, it's a really good fight. It's just if they fight in America, you know, not too many people is familiar with those guys. So, you know, the fight wouldn't really do much. But over there, it's going to be amazing. And, you know, both of these guys, man, had some problems with some fighters on dope and shit. You know, because Badou Jack just fought to a draw that he should have won with Lucien Boutte. Lucien Boutte actually tested positive. And, I mean, he should have won the fight regardless. And I don't even know why they didn't switch the draw to a no contest. Maybe since it wasn't a loss on Badou Jack's record. Maybe that's why they kept it there. But still, you know, that's still like kind of a blemish on your record because it's not a win. And James Degale just fought Medina. Now, Medina did not test positive, but Medina was working with Memo, man. Y'all know how that shit go. You know, like Memo might not be giving these guys anything illegal that they would test positive for, but you know, he got some high-powered shit. And that's why he's one of the world-class strength and conditioning coaches, because he got that shit that's going to have you ready to go. That motherfucker threw 1,200 punches, man, in that fight with James Degale. Like, how the fuck? You know, like Manny Pacquiao wasn't even doing that shit back when he was in his prime, doing all the shit that he was doing. And how the fuck is a super middleweight throwing 1,200 punches? I mean, come on, man. You know, he was like bullying James Degale around. You know, the performance wasn't really all that impressive, man. But, you know, I kind of figured once I found out about Medina and Memo, it kind of makes sense. But, you know, James Degale won that fight clearly. He just, like, kind of struggled, man. It was kind of like Medina was bullying him around him. You know, and James Degale was having to give up a lot of ground. And both of those guys fought Lucien Boutte, too, in their last, you know, Badou Jack fought him in his last fight, and James Degale fought him 2 fights ago. James Degale won his fight. Badou Jack got robbed of his victory and got a draw. You know, this fight is going to be for the WBC and the IBF super middleweight titles, with Badou Jack holding the green belt and James Degale holding the IBF belt. And I think that James Degale might be able to pull this one off, man. It's a really good fight. You know, Badou Jack, he throws good body work. He has a great defense, but he's kind of like too stationary. I feel like James Degale is going to be able to move around on him and do whatever he want to do. You know, because Badou Jack, yeah, he's kind of like an aggressive fighter who has a tight defense. But I think that James Degale is going to be too elusive for him. You know, he's going to outbox him. That's how I feel. But, you know, I kind of counted Badou Jack out before, you know, because, like, I mean, I expected him to beat Anthony Durrell when they fought, even though Anthony Durrell was undefeated. But I thought that he was going to lose to George Groves. I think that he was the underdog going into that fight. Like, a lot of people thought he was going to lose. And he clearly won that fight. It was a split decision, but I think that he definitely should have won that fight. And the Lucien Boutte fight that was ruled a draw, I thought that Badou Jack's fight was more impressive than James Degale's fight. But they ended up giving him a draw, man. You know, Mayweather promotes Badou Jack. You know, he's with TMT. You know, it's crazy that he didn't get that shit overruled from a draw when the dude tested positive for steroids. You know, I don't understand why it's still a draw on his record. It should be a no contest. Really should be a win if you ask me, man. But, you know, it's going to be a really good fight, man. You know, both of these guys are great fighters. You know, both of them has taken a loss. Badou Jack, I think he got knocked out in the first round or something. He got knocked out pretty early in that fight that he lost. And, you know, anybody can get hit with a good shot and go down. That's just how it works, man. And James Degale took a loss against, I believe, George Groves, right? Yeah. So both of these guys has fought George Groves, but Badou Jack beat him, and James Degale lost to him. Damn, that's crazy when you think about it. Because I'm picking James DeGale to beat Badou Jack. I know that little triangle theory don't really work too much in boxing, but sometimes it does matter. You lost to a guy that Badou Jack clearly beat. James DeGale, he lost a close fight. It might have been like 7-5 or something like that, where James DeGale lost that fight. But I believe James DeGale lost twice to George Groves in the amateurs too. So it's kind of tricky, man. It kind of make you think. And Badou Jack clearly won the fight with George Groves. So if you judge it from George Groves alone, then you would be picking Badou Jack to pull it off. But, I think that James DeGale is going to take this shit, man. James DeGale is a great fighter. Badou Jack is a great fighter, but, DeGale is too fast, man. And he's going to be throwing a lot of shots, man, moving around on Badou Jack. I just think he's too slow on his feet to be able to do anything with James DeGale, man. But you know what I just thought about? Look, Eddie Hearn promotes James DeGale, but he's advised by Al Heyman. So, and Eddie Hearn also promotes Chris Eubank Jr. These are two fighters. One of them is at super middleweight, one of them at middleweight. Both are fighters that Triple G is ducking. Go figure, man. Eddie Hearn know that Triple G is ducking those fighters. He know. He just ain't gonna say nothing. But he know. He know that Triple G would have rather fight a fucking welterweight instead of a super middleweight James DeGale, who called him out a long ass time ago. Or even a middleweight Chris Eubank Jr. He's promoting both of those fighters. It's pretty disgusting that he chose a welterweight instead of moving up and fighting James DeGale or even fighting Chris Eubank Jr. in his own weight class. It's ridiculous. But, I'm looking forward to this fight, man. I was hoping that they would actually get the fight made, man. I'm hoping they hype this fight up, and make it as big as it can possibly be. Because it's going to be a hell of a fight, man. Either guy can pull this shit off. Like I said before, I counted Badou Jack out before, and he definitely proved me wrong. I was impressed as hell. And he did kind of start slow in that damn Lucian Bute fight, which would have probably explained that fucking that draw that he got that he didn't deserve. But I think that he's gonna be ready for James DeGale. These two fighters gonna be going at it, man. But I got James DeGale pulling it off, man. Let me know who you think is gonna win this fight between Badou Jack and James DeGale. I'm Travis Gotti. Thank you for tuning in to Travis Gotti Boxing. Subscribe.
I gotta quit fucking with you. I gotta quit fucking with you.